Scott Gecas is at the edge of the trading floor at the CME Group in Chicago on LaSalle Street. Scott, what's the story here behind these grain markets today with all of the pressure over in the soybean market?
Yeah, the soybean market is clearly the driving factor of pulling all these prices down. You actually have quite a little bit of a bullish catalyst in corn and wheat. However, they are being drawn down by the perfect bearish storm in soybeans. You know, China came out and said they're trying to avoid at all costs from importing U.S. beans. So that's definitely a bearish catalyst as far as that. Cumulative sales are just about off by 20% versus the 5-year average. So we're definitely keeping an eye on the exports numbers coming in and out, but we're definitely going to be watching the soybeans. They're definitely going to be the leader moving forward. That is dragging prices down a little bit.
Scott, is there anybody on the trading floor talking about this potential meeting between the Chinese president and President Trump at the G20 summit yet?
Not yet, but I mean, with the November elections, I wouldn't be surprised if they get something done before that. That's definitely going to be a catalyst for as far as those elections go. That's going to be a very big talking point. So we're going to see how that really plays out.
Okay, stick with us. We're going to take a look at the livestock trade on the other side of this break. We'll be back. Scott Gecas will join us on the other side here on the Marketing Report. We'll start right here in the live cattle market. The October getting very near the end of its lifespan. Of course, on the last day of October, that will wrap up. It's trading at 114.42. Kind of a quiet market there. December live cattle, however, down $1.13 at 117.28. February at 122.53 is down 92, and April live cattle are down 65 at 123.53. Over in the feeder cattle market, the front month is November. It's down 95 at 153.85. January feeder cattle are trading at 149.55. That's 20 cents off of the low, and that is down 15. March is at 147.72. Again, very near the low. About 19 cents, by the way, and it's down 10 cents with the April down 13. So weakness over in the cattle complex. Not so much, though, for the hogs. December lean hogs, $1 higher at 58.92. February, 67 higher at 67.05. April lean hogs up 28 at 71.78. Let's go back and visit with Scott Gecas at the edge of the trading floor in Chicago. Well, first of all, let's start over here in the protein complex as a whole. Is there any word on the floor as to what the trade is thinking about the entire meat complex, or any red flags at all?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of bullish and bearish catalysts with the protein complex across the board. Fundamentally, technically, it's definitely bearish with the hopes that the exports are going to show up. You know, the one supportive thing for the cattle market is the cash trade around 115. So for the last 5 weeks or so, we've been trading around 111. Having those 115 cash trade, I mean, that's definitely supporting the price. You still have that supply concern just across the board with cattle as well as the hogs. Slaughter rates are still continuing to be a little bit higher, a little bit off on the slaughter rate in the hog market, but in the cattle market, the production is still ramping up a little bit. We're going to wait and see if the market can actually absorb that production increase for the cattle market. So we're going to keep an eye on that 119 level as far as resistance goes. For hogs, we're going to keep an eye on that 60 level. That's a key resistance level. The hog market in particular, though, I mean, you're running across the board with huge supply concerns, on record high supply concerns, but it keeps trending higher and higher with the hopes that these exports are going to show up. So we're going to see how that is going to play out in a very short term here.
Yeah, it's interesting to see this hog market today at least $1 higher on this front month, and that's even with some of these. You know, we did see this midday cutout quite a bit stronger with the exception of the loins. So is the trade still of the opinion that we've still got some, even if we don't get the trade with China, that we still have room domestically to continue to expand this market?
Right. Well, with the hog complex in particular, it doesn't matter if we get a trade war with China or not. It's very clear that African swine fever is taking full effect. They cannot control it. They're going to have to come to the U.S. eventually. It's just a matter of when.
Interesting. Scott Gecas here with us. Longleaf Trading is who he is with, and he is there at the edge of the trading floor in Chicago at the CME Group. So